misconceptions about heaven. The first misconception has to do with where people go when they die. You see, most people believe that when they die, they go to the place where they're going to stay for all eternity. In other words, they believe that when they die, they're going to go to their final destination. But people, that's just not true. It's not true for believers, and it's not true for unbelievers. You see, when an unbeliever dies, their soul goes to hell. But hell is not their final destination. Most people think it is, but it's not. Hell is a temporary holding place for unbelievers until the great white throne judgment, at which times their bodies are going to be resurrected and reunited with their souls, and they're going to stand before God to be judged for everything that they've done while they were here on this earth. Because there are different degrees of punishment according to the book of Luke chapter 12 verses 47 through 48. Most people don't realize that. Trust me, Hitler, Stalin, they're going to be punished more harshly than those maybe who haven't done those type of things. And then and only then are they going to be thrown into the lake of fire. I don't know why, but most Christians think that hell and the lake of fire are synonymous. They're the same place. They are not. Hell is a temporary holding place until unbelievers stand before God at the great white throne judgment to be judged, and then they're thrown into the lake of fire, which is the second death. Now, when we die, and I'm talking about believers, our soul goes to heaven, but that is not our final destination. Yes, it's heaven, but it is a temporary and intermediate heaven. You see, there are several things that happen before we actually get to our final destination. In fact, look at the timeline on the back wall. From the cross to the end of the tribulation, you have the present heaven. In other words, that's where we go as believers when we die. Or if we're still living at the time of the rapture, that's where we're going to go when we're raptured. But we're only going to stay there for a certain period of time. Because when it's time for Jesus to return to the earth, to live, to rule, to reign, we're going to come with Him to live on this earth and to rule and to reign with Him. Which takes us to the next segment on the timeline. Notice that from the end of the tribulation to the great white throne judgment, you have the millennium. Now, during that time, Jesus is going to, as I said, live, rule, and reign on this earth, and we're going to rule and reign with Him. So, during that period of time, we are no longer in heaven, but we're on the earth. This earth does not pass away until after the great white throne judgment. And during the great white throne judgment, the heavens and the earth pass away, and God creates a new heaven and a new earth. But when we come back with Jesus, we're coming back here.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix